Have you ever believed a rifle had to cost more than a down payment to keep your family fed when everything goes dark? That lie is what gets good people killed. I am not talking about vanity iron. I am talking about survival tools that answer when everything else has gone silent. If you are staring at a Bugout Trail or nursing a dead truck on a frozen back road, every shot becomes a verdict. You do not need a fancy safe queen to survive. You need something that puts meat in the pot every single time. And yes, you can get that level of dependability for $600 or less. Listen up. The first rule for any real-world rifle is consistency. That means the rifle groups where you aim it, cycles when you need it, and refuses to quit when mud, rain, or a busted trailer tries to break it. You do not want surprises when the thermostat is falling and the night is closing in. You want a rifle that feels like an old friend when everything else is a stranger. Over the next parts, I will break down the 5 rifles I trust to do this job. Savage Axis II XP, Mauser M18, Savannah, Mossberg Patriot Predator, CVA Cascade, and Ruger American Predator. I will tell you where each one shines, where it bleeds, and exactly what ammunition paired with it will give you repeatable hits when the margin for error is 0. Now imagine this: a cold dawn, frost on the brush, a deer at the edge of a cut. Your heart thumps, your gloves sweat. The sun is a half a fist above the ridge. You have one chance to press the trigger clean. Which rifle are you reaching for? You reached for a rifle. You need a tool that answers, not an ornament. That is where the Savage Axis II XP earns its keep. Listen, this is not about trend chasing. This is hard, honest mechanics and geometry that put meat on the table. Out of the box, you can find these for about $520, often paired with a Bushnell banner, 3 to 9x40 scope, already roughly bore-sighted. That means, after a couple of small windage and elevation clicks at 100 yards, you are on paper and not guessing. What makes this rifle a field-ready winner is a handful of simple, non-glamorous choices that add up to dependable performance. The 22-inch carbon steel barrel is button-rifled and free-floated. That combination tames barrel whip and stabilizes groups in a way you do not expect from a bargain rack gun. With decent hunting loads like Hornady, American Whitetail, or Federal PowerShock, I have consistently seen 1 minute of angle out of these when shot from a stable rest. The secret sauce for many shooters is the ACU Trigger. Factory triggers in this price bracket often feel like dragging your finger through gravel, inconsistent, gritty, and nerve-jarring when your hands are cold. The ACU Trigger changes the playbook. It adjusts from 2.5 to 6 pound, and most examples I handle leave the factory just under 3.5 pound. It breaks clean, with minimal creep, and that clean break is an operational edge when a single deliberate press is your only chance. The bolt is a time-proven 2-lug design with a 90-degree throw. Yes, that throw sits taller than some modern 60-degree bolts, but the trade is a rock-solid lockup you can trust after being tossed around in the back of a pickup or thrashed on an ATV. The synthetic stock is lightweight, pillar-bedded, and built to shrug off wet conditions. Molded-in texture gives you purchase when gloves are wet or hands are numb. Picture a rifle that feels like it was built by someone who actually goes hungry if it fails. That is the heartbeat of the Mauser M18 Savannah and the Mossberg Patriot Predator. 2 rifles that refuse to apologize for being practical, and both punch well above their price. Let's start with the Mauser M18 Savannah. Hold this in your hands and you can feel the engineering intent. This is not cosmetically dressed up budget metal. It is built to last. Chambered in .308 Winchester, it gives you versatility where it counts. The barrel is a 22-inch cold hammer-forged tube, and it comes threaded 5/8 by 24 from the factory. That means you can mount a suppressor or a muzzle device the minute you leave the store. No gunsmithing detours. In rain, mud, or brush, that finish eats grime and spits it back out. Accuracy here is not a surprise. It is expected. With Hornady Precision Hunter, these stack holes well under 1 minute of angle at 100 yards. The 3-lug bolt with a 60-degree throw is buttery smooth and keeps your head on the stock for fast follow-ups. The adjustable trigger typically breaks around 2.5 pound, clean and predictable. That consistent break is a combat multiplier when you have one opportunity to make it count. The stock is workmanlike, polymer with steel bedding sleeves molded right into the receiver inlet. It has rubberized gripping panels and a removable recoil pad that doubles as a stash for a tiny cleaning kit. The internal 5-round magazine removes a rattle point and keeps the rifle simple. Function over flash, every time. Now switch to the Mossberg Patriot Predator. If you grew up thinking Mossberg only did shotguns, think again. This bolt gun in 6.5 Creedmoor or 308 Winchester can outshoot pricier setups with the right ammo. The 22-inch fluted barrel is free-floated and button-rifled. And, just like the Savannah, it is threaded 5/8 by 24 for quick suppression. That matters when silence buys you time and ears. Mossberg's LBA, lightning bolt action. Trigger is no stunt. Adjustable from 2 to 7 pound. The ones I tested broke like clean glass right under 3 pound. The spiral fluted bolt reduces weight, sheds debris, and gives a positive purchase when your hands are numb. A 90-degree lift still clears most optics and locks up rock solid. This rifle thrives in real conditions. It will hold 0 after a week in a truck rack, shrug off a light tumble, and still print hunting loads at 100 yards without complaint. The 4-round drop box magazine feeds, like it was designed by someone who has actually chased game at first light. Both rifles share a theme: no-nonsense reliability, mechanical simplicity, and real accuracy with off-the-shelf ammo. They do not promise miracle groups at 1,000 yards. They promise usable hits when you need them and 0 drama when you are alone in the dark. Which one do you shoulder when the night closes in? The threaded barrel and 60-degree bolt of the Mauser M18 Savannah, or the hard-earned dependability and rugged trigger of the Mossberg Patriot Predator? Now we land on 2 rifles that quietly outwork expectations: the CVA Cascade and the Ruger American Predator. These are the guns you buy when you want longevity, upgrade paths, and the kind of craftsmanship that doesn't show off. It simply performs day after day. Start with the CVA Cascade. If your gut still remembers CVA as a muzzleloader house, that's fine. They earned that reputation. What they snuck onto the market with the Cascade is a bolt gun that reads like a tactical survival plan. Chambered in 308 Winchester and priced around $650, this rifle brings a match-bred attitude to a survival budget. The barrel is cold hammer forged, 22-inch, free-floated, and threaded 5/8 by 24. All features you expect to find on rifles double the price. It will stack Sub-MOA groups with a proper match round like Federal Gold Medal match, and it won't blink when you swap to regular hunting loads. The Savage-style barrel nut system means rebarreling in the field or at a local gunsmith later is not a fantasy. It's a practical plan if calibers or supplies shift down the road. The action uses a 2-lug bolt with a 70-degree throw. It's short enough to be slick, but long enough to give positive lockup. The oversized bolt knob is a small detail that matters when your fingers are frozen or the light is gone. The 4-round flush-fit magazine hides under the stock and feeds with military simple reliability. Aluminum bedding pillars and a fiberglass reinforced synthetic stock make the whole package stiff and repeatable. What sold me was the factory trigger, adjustable and clean, sometimes dialing down into the 1.6-pound range out of the box. That's the kind of crisp break that turns stress into a predictable moment of action. Now, pivot to the Ruger American Predator. This rifle is borderline scandalous for what it delivers at roughly $550 to $620. Ruger engineered a rifle that is shockproof in the field and precise on the range. The cold hammer forged free-floated barrel, often offered in 6.5 Creedmoor, comes threaded 5/8 by 24 so you can attach a suppressor and preserve both your hearing and the tactical advantage of quiet. The power bedding system locks the action into steel inserts molded in the stock. That eliminates the point shifts that haunt lesser designs after repeated knocks or temperature swings. The Marksman adjustable trigger is smooth and predictable, usually set just over 3.5 pounds, a reliable compromise between safety and precision. The 3-lug bolt with a 70-degree throw gives fast follow-ups without ruining your cheek weld. This rifle's rotary magazine feeds cleanly, and the polymer stock resists water, mud, and sun without warping. I have watched these rifles feed everything from premium match ammunition to basic hunting loads, and the point of impact stays where you set it. Here is the take. Whether you prefer the upgrade flexibility and surprising trigger of the CVA Cascade, or the rock-solid platform and field-proven bedding of the Ruger American Predator? Both choices represent the same uncompromising idea. You do not need obscene cash to own a rifle that will reliably put meat on the table and protect a homestead. If you're building a practical kit for uncertain times, start with accuracy, lock in reliability, and then add accessories that matter: durable optics, a modest suppressor if lawful and needed, and dependable ammunition. Which one would you trust to keep you fed when everything else fails? Which one would you shoulder as the last rifle in your hands? Think hard. This is not a range day fantasy. This is a decision that one day could matter more than anything else you own.